woman clawed her way out of a grave only to find her hands discolored, marked with signs of decay. She quickly rushed to a sink to wash them, but the moment water touched her skin, the dark spots began spreading rapidly across her body. Then her fingernails began to fall off, and she recognized this as a stage of decomposition that typically occurred 2 weeks after death. She returned back to her apartment and opened the fridge, hoping that food might help. But after one bite, her stomach revolted. She couldn't eat. It was as if her body no longer accepted the living world. Her mother, who had heard the noise, suddenly appeared, shocked by her presence. Upon seeing her mother, an overwhelming savage hunger surged within her. Alarmed by the unfamiliar urge, she grabbed some clothes and fled. Her father, believing his wife was hallucinating from grief, refused to accept the possibility that their daughter had returned from the dead. Out in the woods, Mirta changed into fresh clothes and soon noticed a group of armed strangers searching for her. Thinking quickly, she climbed up a tree just in time to avoid being caught. But her hunger only grew more unbearable. Wandering in a daze, she ended up in a bar. Isolated and vulnerable, she attracted the attention of a man who saw her as easy prey. But he had it all wrong. Mirta lured him in and fed on him. Her first taste of blood thrilled her, and her decaying body began to restore itself. Still, she had no idea what had really happened to her. Her memory only reached back to a reckless date with her boyfriend, Robin. They were racing cars down a narrow mountain road for fun. To add excitement, Robin drove with his eyes closed while Mirta sat beside him trying to guide him. Suddenly, a tractor appeared ahead and the path was too narrow to avoid a collision. Mirta screamed at Robin to open his eyes, but he kept them shut and pressed down on the gas. The car eventually stopped in a clearing. Furious, Mirta stormed out. That's when Robin offered her some black pills, claiming they'd make her feel euphoric. He heated the capsules and dropped a few into Mirta's eyes, taking a couple drops himself. But they weren't ordinary substances, and both of them died that night. After her first feeding, she returned home hoping for rest, but soon her father arrived with the landlady, intending to evict her. He was overcome with grief when he saw her photo on the wall, while the landlady cruelly blamed Mirta's death on the kind of man she'd dated. Mirta, overhearing every word, was enraged. When the landlady entered the room, Mirta dragged her behind the sofa. The noise brought her father rushing in, only to find his daughter soaked in blood, her eyes black and lifeless. Before either of them could react, a strange man burst in and shot Mirta in both legs. Her father tried to protect her, but was instantly shot and killed. Devastated by the loss, Mirta summoned all her strength and hurled herself out the window, but more gunmen were waiting below, firing at her as she fled. She collapsed, nearly unconscious, when a motorcycle suddenly pulled up beside her. She was taken to a motel where the rider, Sara, removed the bullets from her legs and explained everything. Sara was also an undead like Mirta, and creatures like them shouldn't exist in this world. Sara explained that a secret group called the Hunters had been exterminating the undead for over a century, believing they should not exist. Determined to help Mirta survive and seek revenge, Sara began training her. She taught her how to hunt properly, never go for the neck like zombies do, or most of the blood would be wasted. Instead, start at the stomach, then move to the liver and intestines. This way, the victim stays alive longer, keeping the meat fresh. They then set off by car to escape the city. But before they left, Mirta needed to confirm something. She returned to the cemetery, broke into Robin's grave and found it empty. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appeared behind her and electrocuted her into unconsciousness. Mirta woke up chained, limbs bound. An old man stood in front of her, smugly watching. Then the door opened and Robin entered. At first, Mirta thought he was there to save her, but Robin was working with the Hunters and he had intentionally turned her into an undead. Mirta wanted revenge for her father, but she discovered that Sara had also been captured and was being tortured by the old man. Refusing to abandon her, Mirta broke free, overpowered 2 guards and took down the old man. She rescued Sara and they attempted to escape, but more hunters arrived, hot on their trail. Driven by rage and desperation, Mirta seized a weapon from one of the attackers and brought them all down, one by one. Just as they were about to flee, Robin confronted them again, but Mirta didn't hesitate and electrocuted him without mercy. With their enemies behind them, Mirta and Sara sped away, still being hunted, but finally free. They arrived in a new city, ready to begin a new chapter in their undead lives, free from guilt, shame, or restraint.